Welcome to the Financial Advisory Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Anthony Ficara.
Welcome to another episode of the Financial Advisory Podcast. Today's guest, her name is Bree. I met her through networking. As you guys are seeing, this is kind of a common theme. These people don't just fall into my lap. It's constantly me putting myself out there, meeting new people, and the power of networking is infinitely important. So, Bree, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, hang on a second. Her last name is Volpentesta, and it's written out intimidating. It's a long last name, but it's spelled exactly how it sounds. It sounds exactly how it's spelled. But we were talking off air. You probably had some really butchered last names before. So what's the worst you've ever had your name called?
Butchered for sure, but the more funny one is Volpentesticles.
Okay, that's funny.
Volpentesticles.
That's on purpose, though.
Yeah. I get like Volpenesta. I get Volpenplop. Like people like can't finish it.
Right.
I'm like, just read.
If you read it,
sound it out.
Yeah, it's very simple, which is kind of fun. I have a name that's kind of hard to write out and then spell out. People kind of sometimes they butcher. They just get the A's and R's wrong. But
what's so hard about it?
It's not hard. That's just like yours is not hard. Mine's not hard either.
What was your botch?
People say Ficaro. They say Ficara, or they'll spell it wrong. Like when they write it back to me, they'll put 2 C's and 1 R, or they'll put it's just, they fuck it up. They find a way to fuck it up. Like your name is not hard, but they find a way to fuck it up. I'm sure they do.
They do.
Lucky you have an easy first name though, Bree.
Brianna is my full name.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So Bree,
yes.
What do you do for work?
Yeah, so I'm still in corporate. I still my 9 to 5 these days, but I started my own company about 8 months ago.
Okay.
Originally, it started purely event management. It sort of branched out into just overall brand management, which I'm having a lot of fun with. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I started about 8 months ago, handful of clients. We're on our way out of the matrix, if you will.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It's hard to get out, right? It's not like it's something you just easily jump out or.
And I'm spoiled.
Yeah?
I'm spoiled.
Okay.
So that makes it a little bit difficult, working remote.
How so?
I work remote,
which
is a huge plus.
Yes.
So I'm able to do, oh my God, hopefully they're not listening, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
I'm able to do what I want to do most of the time.
Yep. So get your shit done. You're still accountable. You obviously take it seriously, otherwise they would have fired you.
Right.
But you also have a freedom to be able to do a little bit of like hybrid, right?
100%.
That's
so
awesome.
I'm kind of milking it, if you want me to be honest, and just
milk away. Fuck, that's what
taking
we're here for.
advantage. Yeah.
But at the same time, like if you were fully taking advantage, it means you aren't doing your job. You're waiting to be fired. That's not the case. You're actually still performing at a high enough level.
It has to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So explain, how we met and your version of how we met, right? Because I think we have a mutual friend. Explain that. That's what.
Wait, when was the first time we met?
You must not care enough, apparently.
No, I'm just which time was it?
It was one of the Vegas ones, I'm sure.
It was at MGM, I think. But like May?
It was
early May.
Way before that. It was before his live stream.
Okay.
Because May was a live stream.
Well, I knew of you because he was just jazzed up. He was buzzing about your conversation, about how well it went.
Actually, were you at the first Vegas event? I think you were, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it was then.
Okay.
So a few months ago now, at least 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I knew of you. He was buzzing about your conversation. All he kept talking about was like how stoked he was to have an intelligent conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
So it was nothing but like good things from the get-go. And then we met and it was just very good energy.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Very cool. I think that, knowing John, as we both know, like John attracts certain kind of people.
Yeah.
Right. And then we're obviously similar and we, high drive and high energy, high functioning. Right. So that's obviously why I think that John and I get along. But for you work for John, you are his assistant for all these events that he puts on, like all these events you guys see on Instagram, like John is in the front of the camera, but behind the camera, you're putting most of the shit on. And I've seen it firsthand. I'm like, dude, Bree's kicking ass. It's really good. It's not easy. So explain like what your duties are, how that works, like what goes on behind the scenes, all that shit.
Yeah, thank you. Honestly, it's basically everything that he doesn't want to do / shouldn't have to do, right?
Okay.
So like the Eventbrite, managing who's coming, making sure everybody has their badges, making sure everybody knows where to go, when to go there, how to get there.
Yeah.
All the logistics, setting up the dinner. So like when we work with casinos, it's a little bit different because he has his hosts and they will often put together the dinners.
Help a lot. Yeah.
But like for the spring gathering, for example, like it was all venue research. We went, scouted venues. I put all the menus together, branding together, agendas together. speakers together. So pretty much
Okay.
everything from like A to Z, the transportation, the VIP,
Those,
black
those
cars.
limos, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool, right?
Yeah.
So everything like that is pretty much what I'll take care of, and then just so he can worry about actually being present when
Yes.
it's happening.
Yeah. And getting the martinis, right?
Yeah, whole lot of them. Yeah,
John drinks an impressive amount of martinis and is functional. It's like, you can see a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people that drink a lot and they get hammered and it's like, okay, they fall over, whatever. John can drink a lot and then keep functioning like he's just it's like, how the fuck are you? He's a big dude.
Yeah.
That helps.
You know,
He's
I've never
massive,
kept
right?
count. I feel like I should start tallying.
Yeah, I don't know if I want. I mean, the last time I kept count was when he was spilling them in the live stream. It was like 5 or 6 times he spilled it, and then the pit boss walked away, missed one of them, came back. Oh, John, you spilled 4. I'm like, dude, it's been 5. You missed it. He goes, what the fuck? I missed one. That was funny.
And they'll
shit.
clean his chips off.
That was funny as they're like, it's fucking awesome. Oh, it was a good time. Yeah, John's a great dude. I love hanging out with him. I love what he's doing. What have you learned from him? I mean, obviously, you came from, you are in a corporate world, 9 to 5. He preaches getting out of that. I can't imagine you being around him and not picking up off of that and using that as a vibe and using as energy to be motivated, right? So tell me about that.
100%. Should we say his last name so people know who we're talking about?
Sure, yeah. I guess I didn't. John Cerasani. My bad. Yeah, I just know him as John. We both know him. Yeah, sorry, John Cerasani. I think my audience also knows who John is. But at the same time, John Cerasani.
Yeah.
We'll tag him in this clip.
Yeah. By the way. That's who we're talking about.
Shout out to John.
There's levels. That's what I've learned. First and foremost, there's levels. And I will never forget when I went to Vegas for the first time in October. Mm-hmm. That's when I realized whoa, I knew there was money in this world, but then you experience something like that and you're like, it's a whole different level.
Sure.
And then I'm around him enough. And there was one conversation. We were at dinner. He was with a colleague that had joined us, and they were talking about the difference between living with 10 million to 40 million and then 40 million to 100 million plus. Mm-hmm. And just to be a fly on the wall. I'm sitting there with my mouth shut, not saying a word.
Yep.
And just be a fly on the wall, listening to that conversation. I was like,
it's valuable, right?
Holy shit.
It's cool.
Yeah. So that is, one, first and foremost, there's levels to this. And that's, as he likes to remind us, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And another thing I've learned is to just clap when it's for others and wait for when it's your turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's coming.
That's good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard it put that way. It's actually really even well said, clap for others and wait for your turn. That's cool. Yeah.
It's not exactly how I wanted to deliver it though. Until it's my turn, I will clap for others. That's what I wanted to say.
That's too gay. That sounds like it's too...
That's from Pinterest.
That's like a fucking picture. Yeah, exactly. A Pinterest thing. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
Clap for... Yeah, no, I like the first way you said it.
Well, I say that because he's always congratulating others on their success.
I think, and you should. And people who are good people do that.
Yeah.
And people who are successful do that.
Yep.
That's a difference I've found too, where people who are faking it to make it or they're full of shit, they're not that way. So you can pick that out in a room really easily. I think it's people who are actually genuinely happy for people is very easy to spot compared to someone who's oh, you got that, huh? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he's around celebrities, athletes. This is a regular occurrence now.
Yeah.
And I've been fortunate enough to also meet some of these people through him. And whether, it's the beginning or the end of the conversation, you'll always hear him say that.
Yeah.
So I've started implementing it, on a much smaller scale.
Sure.
It's received really well by people.
Yeah.
I
say it naturally. When someone hits a home run, I'm like, dude, fuck, that's awesome. How can I help you? Maybe you don't even need any help, but just nice job. Congratulations. I'm always here. I do that all the time, naturally.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't realize that not everyone else does that, though.
Right.
Sometimes you do. It took me a while to realize, holy fuck, not everybody in this world is actually looking out for me, or not everyone in this world actually wants me to do well.
Yeah, not everybody's happy for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So learning that is kind of learning that is like a lesson. It's like seeing your dad get beat up. It's like, what? I don't want, I thought, my dad's a superhero. And it's like, you realize, or Santa Claus isn't real. It's the same concept. And no, I never saw my dad get beat up as an analogy. But realizing Santa Claus isn't real, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. Everything I know is a lie. So when you think everyone in the room wants you to do well, when you realize that that's not true, it's like, oh, hang on, that kind of sucks. But the sooner you realize it, the better off you are.
Yep.
It's like, hang on, don't necessarily share all your wins with everybody. Not everyone's rooting for you. Keep some shit to yourself. That goes a long way.
That's honestly something else I've learned, just being a part of this in general. You know what I mean? Because not everyone's going to understand, and that's fine. But also, people just want to see you fail for some odd
morbid
reason.
Human fucking...
Because they're unhappy.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
And most people are unhappy.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you percentage wise, I would say most people are unhappy.
Yeah.
You know?
Or because they're not doing what you're doing.
Or they
Right.
just didn't take the risk you did.
Right.
And they're jealous. Hey, I could have done that. Well, yeah, you probably could have.
But you didn't.
There's people in this world that will do better at what I'm doing if they just fucking had the balls to do what I'm doing. But I had the balls to do it.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yep.
Fuck your face. You know, but you didn't do it. I did. And then same with John. John is, great at what he did. Or I say did because he's retired, right? But like,
Right.
he was great at it. But like, he took the risk to do it.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And he probably worked with people that could have done better, but they didn't do it.
Right.
That's everything.
Well,
Everyone
that's
takes
his whole
a risk.
MO.
Yeah. And same with you. Like you're kind of living the dream. You're in this new world. You're branching out. Tell me a little bit about like what you do for other people. You have other clients that you're doing this for, or like what's that like?
Yeah. So basically back to like the general brand management, right? Not to say, John, I would say is a different scale as far as what I do on a personal assistant level. Not to say I wouldn't do that for anybody else, but it is. It's just a little bit
Also, that's something
different.
you have to like ease your way into or find out if it's a fit for you, right? Because you're not going to vibe with everyone like you do for certain individuals, right?
Yeah. 100%. And it takes time.
Sure.
Like I didn't just like wake up and know how to handle John Cerasani.
I don't think anyone does. I don't think
I'm still figuring it out.
We're all learning that one, yeah, in a good way. Yeah, it's fun.
But a lot of brand management. I like, I just like overall helping people figure out what they want to do and helping them get there. So whether that's like putting together a client deck and like revamping their branding or their logo or their social media strategy or putting together an event that they would have no idea how to do, by themselves. That's where I come in and just sort of like help facilitate the back end.
Sure. What are you doing like outside of that and even like your current job? What kind of goals do you have? Like, do you see yourself doing this? We talked a little bit on the way over here, like other things kind of I feel like you're one that's going to just keep expanding.
Yeah.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, I'm really open.
Yeah.
I'm very good at what I do now. So that's why it's like hard to like not, I mean, you naturally gravitate to what you're good at, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why it's hard to just like, I don't know, pivot in a way.
Well, I wasn't that way when I was building power lines. Like that was my identity. I loved doing it. I was good at it, but I recognized the cap.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, regardless of how happy I am or unhappy I am or whatever it is, I enjoy doing this, but there's a cap. So I think, kind of for you, the same thing. We kind of talked on the way over here, like maybe there's a cap, maybe you can keep going and find something else you really like doing too.
Yeah, I'm going to ride the wave for now.
I like that.
Yeah, we're going to ride the wave. I would love to have a team of, of my own eventually.
Mini Breeze?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm building a mini army here behind the scenes. But I think that'd be really cool. And then, have everybody own their respective roles, right?
Sure.
With whether it's admin, whether it's events, whether it's branding. Obviously have expertise in what they're doing. But I think that would be really cool.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm hoping. Who knows? We'll revisit this podcast.
Also, how old are you?
28.
Yeah, you don't have to know yet. You're still plenty young. You have plenty of time to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
We're all still figuring shit out. What about like in professional world when you find like we talked about pretty privilege or like in your world? So do people like? Do you feel like you have an advantage being pretty? And then what do you say to people who say that you only get a certain way because of your looks? Like you can't just get there. You may get opportunities, but you have to perform too, right?
Yeah.
It's not all just looks. As we met those bitches in Vegas, right?
Oh, God.
How fucking dumb were they?
Oh, my God.
I hope not going to use their names, but fuck them. But they were dumb as shit, and they were like voted off the island immediately for all the dumb shit they pulled. All the dumb shit they pulled, right? And they were pretty, right? Arguably pretty, but they were fucking dumb. Obviously, there's a difference between being able to maintain a relationship that you may have gotten because of your looks. And as a female, you could probably elaborate on that.
Yeah, I think physical appearance matters, no male or female. Like you have to be fit, in my opinion. You have to be fit. You have to talk the talk, walk the walk sort of thing.
There's
it does only get you. Yeah, you walk in a room and you're like, oh, she's fit, he's fit. It speaks before you speak because you obviously put a certain amount of time, dedication, energy into maintaining.
You can't buy it. You
have to work for it.
Yep.
It is not given to you in any way. But being, attractive, we'll call it, does only get you so far. I mean, I can be attractive, but I could be a box of rocks and you wouldn't be able to have this conversation with me.
Exactly.
And we'd just be sitting here looking at each other.
Yes.
So.
And I've seen that so many times where people, again, back to the whole jealousy thing, people get jealous of pretty people or the opportunity they may get because of the pretty, but then like, that person's kicking ass.
Yeah.
And maybe they got the opportunity because they're pretty, but that's just the way the world works. But you don't get to like live there forever. If you fucking suck, you're going to be kicked out.
Social media really helps that person that can't talk though. Because they don't need to talk. They can literally dance in front of a camera, do their makeup in front of a camera. They don't have to talk.
And just have like audio overdubbed over that
literally.
shit or whatever. Yeah, I fucking hate it.
So
I hate it.
It just depends.
Although I'm guilty. I mean, I'll fucking scroll through and
throw a like.
Look at those dumb. Actually, I've gotten away from that. I've gotten away from the likes on that because I'm like, I'm not going to enable this dumb bitch. I'm going to look at her for like 10 seconds. I'm going to go to the next
Well,
one.
and then your algorithm feeds you that.
Exactly. Which that's actually the real reason I stopped doing that, because I didn't want to see more and more of the dumb bimbos. I tend to, I think early on in social media, no one really realized that the algorithm was working, right? So we all just liked whatever. And now that I'm aware of it, I'll strategically like certain things, and my algorithm has shifted. It's like more business, more finance, more cars, more like non-bimbo shit. Because when you're not understanding it, oh fuck, that's cool. It's like, wait a minute, I don't want my feed just full of this dumb shit because it doesn't give me any value.
Right.
That's what Pornhub's
You can really,
for. Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't need that shit on fucking Instagram. Like, whatever. But there's way more value in social media. I'm actually following the right people and listening to the right things and consuming that kind of knowledge versus the silly shit.
It's intentional content.
Yes. Whereas you're not as old as I am, but when Facebook first came out, MySpace, all those things before, it was like a playground.
Yeah.
You just post whatever you wanted to. It was a Wild West. You'd post some off the wall shit that you can go to jail for now. Like, it's crazy. I look back at my old Facebook memories pop up every once in a while. I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna delete that real quick for
Yeah.
But like now it's intentional. Like you said, it's a tool. It's something I didn't have growing up. It's an advantage for people to do what you're doing. Having social media is massive, right?
Yep. Yeah, MySpace, we were just out here like judging our top 5 friends.
Yes.
Making people feel like shit about themselves.
I kind of forget, when did MySpace go away? Because I remember like 04, 05, I was kind of like just coming out of my own and like being an adult. I was 18 in 04.
I was in like 8th grade.
Yeah, but did you have MySpace back then?
I did. I had a MySpace. I had to hide it from my parents. I remember in the basement computer, like if they came down, I'd have to pull up like another browser to go over it because I wasn't allowed to have it, like, at the time.
Welcome to being a teenage boy, by the way, when you had fucking internet in the house, Same shit.
Yeah.
You might as well be a teenage boy. Jesus Christ, that's awesome.
Different websites.
Yeah, but still, hiding it like you were watching, I'm on reading the Bible online, whatever, just have a different browser. That's so funny that you had the same concept. What about, did you ever give your computer like AIDS by downloading free music? LimeWire.
Yep.
Holy shit. I had so much music. We had to get a new computer every year. Every single year.
Crashed it.
For Thanksgiving, the Black Friday sale, we would get a new computer for like 7 years in a row. And like that was our...
Not Black Friday.
It became a thing. Oh yeah. I didn't grow up with money. I grew up kind of poor. So we got the fucking, the HP computer that was brand new every year. We always got the hand-me-down computer. And I got good at like wiping the computer out, starting over, no AIDS. Then I would have music for a while. It would somehow catch a virus. It'd be fucked. Wait for the next year to get a new computer.
Well, that's how you had your MySpace songs.
Exactly.
On LimeWire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you needed it.
You need to have it, right?
Yeah.
And then that was also big in like burning CDs. Kids these days don't fucking
Okay, I know I'm
hard it
young,
is.
but I did that.
Did you have older siblings?
I did. I have my sister's 31.
Okay, so I'm 38, so kind of same age. So like, so that you probably saw a lot of that from her, like downloading CDs, having the visor full of CDs, and all that shit. Yeah,
I did it myself though.
How?
That's what I'm saying. I was born in '96, so for context,
there's definitely like a cutoff somewhere. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but we gotta talk about one of our sponsors. Want to give a shout out to a company that's been helping me out, Momentum Commercial Capital. They offer help with business funding from working capital, equipment financing, SBA loans, and investment real estate financing, with options from single-family rentals up to large commercial properties. They also work with syndications to source funding. So if you're in a business or in real estate investing, or even just looking to get into them, check out Momentum Commercial Capital. Ask for Greg Funk and tell him I referred you. Once again, guys, if you are in need of any of these services, be sure to check them out at momentum-commercial-capital.com today. You must be you're just barely in the cool side.
Yeah.
I think
I'm barely a millennial.
How old are you, Ace?
24.
24. Damn. I say some shit to him. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so jealous.
I used to burn CDs though.
Okay, that's fair.
I know that.
Okay, so we haven't gotten the cutoff. So
there's a cutoff somewhere though. There's a disconnect between him and I for sure.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's like you're in a different fucking universe. Sometimes we're on so I guess the CD stuff we're in the same language, but I feel like that 24 to 28 there's a line somewhere. I think you're still on my side. You're still on the cool side of the kid. Yeah,
I know. Everyone tells me I'm young, but then I hear someone say you're 24. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous.
It's the internet boom, right?
Right. That's exactly. And there's like the boom of internet is for everybody versus we learned about internet. And it was like rationed. Yeah. We got rationed internet. Then it became this fucking free for all.
Yeah.
And that's the cutoff. Because we just had to share the internet with our computer. With our if you had to make a phone call, get off the internet, and all you're doing on the internet back then was like looking at eBay or like you're fucking off. There's like no production being done. Now we actually work on
MySpace.
MySpace. You're
Yeah.
really fucking off on the internet.
Club
before.
Penguin.
Yeah. Now it's like I'm maybe working or, there's so much, everything's on the internet now, but that's some funny shit. There's a cutoff somewhere. It's the internet boom. But I'm trying to think the exact year it was.
Probably like somebody that's 22 wouldn't know what we're talking about right
Oh,
now.
no, for sure. He's like holding on. He's got something. Did you have older siblings too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. But somebody his age had younger siblings wouldn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah. Right.
He was right around the same age. So
I think it's 2002 onwards.
okay, so 9/11 essentially.
Yeah.
That's
I would
the
agree
cutoff.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
2000.
Okay, so that makes about sense. So right around there. So a couple years younger than him are just like different fucking people.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be cool to be
different
born
people.
in 2000. You just always know how old you are.
Yeah, if I get
must be nice.
I just ask them what year.
Must be. What year is it? How many fingers am I holding up? What year is it? Okay, I got you. You're just like passing concussion protocol no matter where you're at. That's awesome. That's so cool. Fuck, I have to like think about it. Oh, that's some funny shit. So what's next for you? What's next? Like in the immediate future, you got next 3 months ahead of you. You got some events coming up here with John. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, JC has some cool things happening. We have the
We'll have
cruise.
this air before next week or two, right? So we have the cruise coming up. Yep.
In the immediate future, we have the cruise.
Talk about the cruise. 'Cause I'm on that one. So let's talk about that.
August 21st through the 25th.
Okay.
Virgin Voyages. We are heading there as a sort of like preliminary cruise before
Yes.
our big networking one in October.
Okay.
So August is closed, sold out. We're locked in with those that are coming. So happy you're going to be there.
Yep.
October 16th through the 20th, still available. Tickets are in John's bio.
Cool.
You cannot beat the price.
No, it's fucking
Especially,
super.
I mean, if you're splitting it with somebody, it's literally under $500.
It's cheaper than going to Vegas.
We're going out of the country. We're going
Right.
to the Bahamas, by the way. Like this is going from Miami to Key West to Bahamas, back to Port in Miami.
Yep.
All inclusive food, like crazy deal.
Cruises are always efficient, like financially. Sometimes it can be like a floating Walmart, or it can be like a floating, paradise.
Totally.
It's like there's a big gap there.
Yeah.
And I've been on the floating Walmart once, and I'm like, never again.
Yeah.
The fucking creatures of Walmart and the creatures of
Oh,
these
you hate
cruises
Walmart.
are the same fucking thing. It's happened to find their way on a fucking boat somewhere. Like, oh my God, you're the same person.
I don't think that's the case.
Okay, I know
I think
that. I know that.
Virgin
Right,
is,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Virgin's good.
I've always been against cruises. I think they can be a poor person's vacation, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with efficiency and economy, and I'm okay with like best bang for your buck. And I think cruises are the best bang for your buck. The problem is someone going on the cruise because it's efficient versus someone going on a cruise that's all they can afford. Sometimes those people don't really get along.
Totally.
Right. And that's the problem I have.
Yeah.
It's like finding Spirit Airlines. Is it cheaper sometimes? Yeah. Well, you learned a lesson there, didn't you? Frontier. Yeah. It's the same thing.
I've never
by the-
done that.
Hold on. By the way, it's the same fucking thing. It's like it's a flying Walmart. It's a flying Dollar General store.
I always have an issue with Frontier because I used to take Frontier when I was super young. So
Yeah.
I never firsthand ran into any of the issues I ran into when I went
Yes.
myself.
Right. Tell him about that. Tell him the whole story. He books the flight. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? He goes, oh, it's cheaper. I'm like, no, dude, look at your bag fee. Look at this. Look at that. He goes, okay, yeah, you're right.
When was
And
this?
The time when I had John on my podcast in Vegas, he flew there with all the gear.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And then, tell him what happened.
So it ends up being $100 more
Yep.
to fly Southwest. I don't know why I thought that was a big deal, but anyway.
But it was,
ticket,
but
and
then
then-
the bag fee put you over.
Yes,
Yeah.
hold on.
Okay. I was like, I told you, motherfucker.
I was like, okay, so then I can fly out in the afternoon. That's what I got it for. He's like, well, we have
that's
Brian
right.
Slagle coming out.
That's right.
To do the podcast. So I need
Earlier
to
in the
push
day.
your flight.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let me push my flight. I went literally on the same browser, the same window, went back.
Mm-hmm.
I said, change flight details, whatever. And I was able to change it, but they're charging me $100 to change the freaking thing after booking it 5 minutes prior.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And then the bagging fee was already $100. But the fucked up part was that they lost my bag.
Yep.
They lost the fucking
They
bag.
put this
With the
bag
equipment?
on all of the shit. Luckily they put it on the next flight, which it just put us in a bind because we were trying to schedule. What was it, Brian, and then we had another one too. It was John's
Jake.
also. Jake. We did three of them. We did John, Jake from Telone, shout out to Jake, and Brian Slagle. All three.
Shout out to Jake.
Yeah, Jake's badass.
Yeah.
But we did all 3. It was a badass. But then we had to like push one because his bag. So long story short, when he told me he booked Frontier, I was like, well, that was a fucking mistake. Quit being so fucking cheap. I was even paying for it at the time. I was like, I was reimbursing.
Oh my
him.
God.
Yeah,
Well, I was trying to save him money.
Yeah,
But I'm like, but I knew the Southwest
That's a
bag fees.
keeper.
I know. He's so cute. He's so
Yeah.
cute. He's pretty.
Yeah.
He's good looking. He's
He's trying to save you money.
He's a keeper for sure. But the point is, like, I knew the bag fees at Southwest, like those are free all the time, no matter.
Totally.
It's awesome. So he learned a valuable, hard lesson. And the hardest lesson to learn was me telling him I told him so. That's the hardest thing. I know it is. Trust me, like that sucks if I'm like, dude, I told you so.
And you hate that.
Yeah.
I'm never flying next year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frontier for lessons learned.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, ultimately it worked out. So anyhow, back to the whole cruise thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And actually the best cruise I've ever been on was a metal cruise. So,
Shocking.
I know, right? So the cool thing about those is like there's a concert every fucking couple hours on the boat. It's so awesome. And without those concerts, I've found cruises to be kind of boring. So I'm excited for this one because I know it's with a good group of people. John is, always never a dull moment with John. So I know it's not going to be dog shit. So it's going to be fun. So like, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
You know,
This is going to be more gambling centric, which I think you'll also enjoy.
She's calling me a degenerate gambler, by the way.
Inadvertently.
No, directly, but trying to sidestep it. That's fine. That's okay. That's fine.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And not inadvertently, by the way. It's okay.
But so I'm actually excited for that part
Yeah.
too, because August is going to be a learning experience for us, period. So we can really make sure we do October right, which is the goal. That's the point.
We're checking on the boat, make sure it's a cool enough boat, which we know it is. It's going to be cool. But just like, when you're familiar with an area, you can host better.
Totally.
Like MGM, where we go to regularly now, it's easy to host because you know all the dealers, you know the surroundings.
We're literally on a first name basis.
Exactly. It's very easy, which is also
A problem.
A problem. Yeah, exactly. When the dealers see me,
Shout out Big Apple.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Big Apple, John and Paul.
John the pit boss. Yeah, Paul. I love him.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like, when they see you and they see you in the hallway,
It's like embarrassing almost. Yeah.
But yeah.
Is it embarrassing or is it a flex? I can't tell.
I like it because, I think there's people out there that have a problem gambling. I think there's people who enjoy gambling. I fall in that category. I enjoy gambling.
Yeah.
Right? Same with John.
Yeah.
The problem is when you can't afford to pay your bills and you fucking hawking this and you're whatever. That's a problem. It's a sad, but it does happen. I enjoy gambling.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan said it best. Like, fuck, I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your lights aren't, shut off at the end of the month. You're good.
So anyhow,
Cruise.
so the cruise.
August, October.
So the August one is a mini version of the October one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the October one.
October will be more like networking centric,
Okay.
more professionals. I mean, not to say that there won't be gamblers there, but a lot of
DGen's welcome in October,
yes,
by the way.
of course. But a lot of professional networking will go on
Yes.
in October. That's sort of the whole point of it. So we did the spring gathering networking event in May.
Yes.
And so this is sort of like the fall
Cool.
networking event.
So that being said, let's talk about the networking value of John's events. So you may not see this as much because you're kind of working it behind the scenes, but for me, as someone who attends it, I find the most value of his events. I in my new career, I have to network.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's a necessary evil. But going to John's events are always way more fun. They're always better people that want to be there. John is a great filter for pussies because if you can't get through John's shit on social media, you're not going to follow him. And if you can see past his shit, which is mostly funny, I think, you're going to have a good time with me too.
For sure.
I do really well at his events because of that,
100%. And honestly, like to just go off of what you said, even though I am working out on the back end, my network has expanded exponentially.
Yeah.
I mean, just being able to be around, even though, I'm on the back end, I'm still front facing with.
Everyone knows who you are.
Right, exactly.
You're there, you're with John, and it's like you have this hall pass because you're with John. Not hall pass, but like.
No, it's true.
There's credibility because you're with John.
Right.
Instantly credible. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and if someone has a question, someone needs something, I'm often like.
You're also very competent because I've seen these events go on. I've seen things happen, right? Something always comes up. Something that goes unplanned always happens. And you're always there to like put that fire out, make it smooth over. So when everyone in the event has no clue that's even going on.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that's always
That's a
the
skill.
goal.
That's a skill. Yeah.
That's always the
And you
goal.
always do it with a smile on your face too.
I try.
I've never seen you. I've seen John stressed out.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. That's whatever. But for you, you've always went, oh, it's okay. It's fine. It's like, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
hard to do too.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like all fired up and blah, blah, blah. But like for you, you're just like, oh, this is what we're doing. And everything's fine.
Yeah. Hunky dory.
It works though.
Yeah. No, it does. It does work. And it's just like, I feel so blessed, honestly, because I feel like I'm getting a 2-for-1 deal, right? Like I'm getting all the experience, all of the meat and potatoes of working with John, and also benefiting from the people that I'm meeting, networking myself.
Yeah.
You know, there's people similar to what you're saying that have come up to me and are just like, I see you running around this place, you know? So that's been really cool.
Well, I think high value people recognize that.
Yeah.
I think people who are back to the whole like being appreciative and congratulating people who do well. We also like to congratulate people who are like doing their job, right?
Sure.
So I think people who recognize that, it's like, dude, I see what you're doing. I know how hard that job is. That's awesome. You know?
Yeah, I will. John does a really great job at that. I will shout him out for that. Like even on times I really didn't do anything, he's like, and Bree, where's she? Bree, you know? And then like, I'm like, I didn't do anything,
right?
You know, but
you do. No, you do though.
He is just, it's very kind of him.
It's also though, think about that. If John's there, and even if he thinks you're there, it's off his mind. Knowing you're there is like even if you're not doing anything, just knowing you're there is being there, right? So that's a huge part, you know?
Yeah,
that's a huge part.
I appreciate that. I hope so, and I think
sure.
so. But
because honestly, I know John enough. You know him way better than I do. I know John enough. If you weren't cutting it, you wouldn't be there. You're not staying around as long as you are because of your looks.
Right.
Right. It's not happening.
Right.
People at that level, they don't care about that.
Right.
They care about the production. Yeah, cool. Your pretty face. It helps. But like now that you're there this long, like you're there because you're kicking ass.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that goes for like supporting any high performer.
For sure.
Because people like yourself, like you're a great example. Like you need support. You need somebody.
I've had 2 pretty assistants. Not anymore. You know what I mean? Like seriously, like that goes so far.
Yeah.
After a while, it's like, okay, no, got to go.
Yeah. But just like to help you operate on a daily basis, like high performers need high performing people to help them.
Yep. And not take things personal. So let's talk about that. So how many times has anybody, any of your clients, John or anybody, like said some shit that you could have taken personal, but you didn't, and because you didn't, you got past it.
That's so funny. You just said that because I wrote down.
Oh God.
Take your own emotions out of it because it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's literally the truth. Like you have to, it's almost think of it, your emotions as like a blanket that's on top of you and just take off the blanket.
It's okay. So don't take this the wrong way, but as a female, how can you do that? Because most females can't do that.
Yeah.
Even with my wife, we talk about stuff and it'll be a business conversation that I'll treat as a business conversation. And sometimes there's a hard time because it's, female. So as a female, have you trained for that? Have you recognized it? Like, what do you do?
It's learned.
Okay.
Yeah, it's learned.
It's hard.
And when I was a young buck, if you will, in my past life, I always
young
say.
doe, I think. I don't know what it would be.
I was just like beside myself sometimes. And luckily when I'm talking like 22, 23, first entering like corporate, not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
It would just be, I really wouldn't know how to, I guess, flip the switch.
Sure.
And it's learned.
And recognizing the difference between personal and business, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, you've probably never been yelled at in a business setting where it was meant to be personal, right? I mean,
no.
It's always business.
Yeah.
Like, assume it's always business.
Right.
That's my mentality. Assume it's always business.
Right.
And you'll be fine.
Yep.
But sometimes people can't do that,
No, it is learned. I will say that. It's not something where I'm just like, heartless and emotionless, where it's like
I can be that
what
way,
you're saying
for
doesn't
sure.
affect me. But it does. You do have to take your emotions out of it. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about whatever the greater of what's happening. And then when you realize that makes it easier.
It's so much easier. It's like, okay, now it's like, I don't know, it's like rolling the windows down your car. All of a sudden it's like, fuck it, nothing else matters. I got this. It's nothing personal.
Yep.
It's literally A to B. And then you can just do so much better business-wise. And you go so much further.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, I have found that, like, I have understood that concept, but people around me don't sometimes. I was like, translating that, like, if I could talk to you about that, you would get it. But the next person may not get it. That sucks.
Well, I think it also is, a part of the mindset of being an entrepreneur. I think inherently you just have to know that. You're not going to make it if you take everything personal. You're not going to make it if your emotions are constantly in the way.
The problem is most of my clients aren't entrepreneurs. So it's like, it's hard to deal with. It's hard to like get that across. Like, hey, dude, I'm just trying to follow up, make sure you get your shit done, or I'm just trying to make whatever. But yeah, people are, I think
it's an emotional conversation you're having, though.
It is, which it's definitely something that I work on and I have worked on, because to me it's transactional. You need this. Here's how I can help you get this. Okay, but now let's inject some emotion to that and make so it's like. But sometimes I've found that I feel sometimes when you inject emotion, it's bullshit. It's fluff. It's like, I don't like that. I want to be very black and white, very transparent. But at the same time, people most people operate with emotion.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how can this emotionless beast here
Yeah.
who operates with a blood pump, not even a heart, how can I make this, intellectual for people or emotional for people? It's hard for me, and I work on it. And I have worked on it, and I've been fine with that. But like, sometimes I want to be so like a machine, but it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's like this. It's the same thing, just the opposite.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep. It is. Yeah. It's a skill I work on.
Yeah. No, you kill it.
I do okay. Ace, how are we doing on time?
34 minutes. We got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. We're killing
that
it. We're
flew
cruising.
by.
We're cruising. So you have a binder here. What else? What did you bring?
Binder.
What did you bring here? Like how many?
I just came prepared.
What? How much do you have here?
I got some pages. No, I just wrote down like, I don't know what it's like to sort of do what I do. The story of how I got to where
What's
I am.
your worst day ever? Worst day on the job
With-
with your 9 to 5? Because pretty chill, I would think, right?
It's so chill.
Yeah.
I can't say I have bad days. Like
That's pretty cool.
I'm so grateful.
That's cool. It's hard to say that too if you have a 9 to 5 job and not have bad days.
You know, what is there to be mad about? Like I get to work from home.
Yeah.
I can do laundry at 2 p.m. if I want to do
No
laundry
pants
at 2 p.m.
ever if you don't need to.
I mean, really, the world is my oyster.
So why do you get up so early still to work? To work out?
I work out. I'm locked in the morning.
So why so early?
Because I like to have a full day before my work day even begins.
Nice. So what time? Because I see you up super early working out. What's that like? Like 5?
I like to be feet on the floor by 5, so my alarm's going off like 4:48.
You called me a quote serial killer for drinking black coffee. You are getting up 4:48 to work out. Arguably same as a serial killer, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're probably right. It's something about the mornings. I like being awake when the rest of America is not.
I like that. So
You know what I mean?
What time do you go to bed for that?
9:30.
Okay, that's about right.
10,
Yeah.
10:30 if I'm pushing it.
Sure.
But
sure.
I do need sleep. I'm
Yeah.
like not that kind of person that can operate on 3-4 hours.
I wish
of
I
sleep.
was. What's up, guys? I'm sure you're enjoying the podcast. It's fucking awesome. I know. Okay. But let's talk about one of my sponsors, Alpine Moving Company. So we all know that moving sucks. Okay. Stop asking your buddies to fucking move you. It's always a problem. We know that. Be an adult. So use Alpine Moving Company. They know how to get the shit done. They offer residential and commercial moving. Also, they will move you anywhere within North America, anywhere in the lower 48, Canada, Mexico. And they're going to hook you up with 10% off. So discount code MOVE24. Make the right move. And I'm not. I can do that 1 or 2 days a week. Go on a bender, whatever, work late, whatever it is. And I can do it like 1 or 2 days. But some people operate like that all the time.
All the time.
That's who I worry about. Those people are fucking nuts.
Well, how does your schedule get messed up when you're doing the events?
I mean,
Your
that's just
sleeping schedule.
sacrifice. Yeah, right. It's just sacrifice. It's not all the time.
We still work out though. I've seen we both work out.
Yeah, I
before.
just don't
Yeah.
let myself be a pussy, and I get
Right.
up anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, you also don't drink, which is a huge. So talk about that. What came about that? Is that something that you have always been, or did you have a bad experience? Did you realize, hey, this is just not helping me? What'd you do?
Sometimes I joke with people. I'm like, yeah, my AA meeting later this week. No, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. I wish I had like a better reason, but at point blank,
So you turned 21, and people sometimes drink before that, but at say
Yeah.
21, when did you make it your mind like this is not for me?
yeah. So I mean, I did try and drink in high school. I drank quote unquote in college, but it was always like sipping. There's never a time, maybe once, but I remember everything. There's never a time where I was like blacked out drunk ever.
Really?
Because I don't like the way it makes me feel.
Okay.
If you guys couldn't tell, like I'm a little bit of a
freak.
control
Yeah,
freak.
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like to be in control of pretty much every situation as far as what I'm saying, how I'm acting. If I want to leave, I can leave when I want to leave.
Yep.
Like
not be burdened by not being able to drive.
not wake up feeling like shit the next day.
Right.
And now as I like get older, I'm a lot more conscious about just like what I put in my body.
I think that's how it was. That was kind of how it was for me for drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs, I never felt like I had to do drugs, never tried drugs. Kind of through high school, I was an athlete, so I was always worried about getting caught and getting suspended.
Yeah.
After high school I was being drug tested for work. And I'm just like, I kind of skipped all the peer pressure part of being drugs. I'm like, now I'm never got to a spot where I felt like I needed to do it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I don't need it to do anything.
Right.
Like people need it to have conversations,
Right.
to like
Which is
dance
weird.
on a dance floor. Like
Right.
I stopped. So to answer your original question, it was just like maybe 2.5 years ago now, where I was just like, enough with this, just have one. Like, no,
Right.
I'm not just going to have one just because
Sure.
you want me just to have one.
Sure, sure.
Like what, why?
Yeah. I found
Worry
that
about what
people-
you're drinking.
I think people are very like conscious about drinking alone. Right.
It
And
makes
and
it's
so weird.
very off-putting for
It's
people.
weird for me that you care enough of what I'm drinking to drink what you're drinking. Who
Like,
gives a
worry
fuck?
about what's in your cup.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like just now, I had a shot of tequila. Like, you know what? That's cool. It's not gonna help
Yeah.
or hurt me.
Yeah.
I enjoy having one. You know,
Right.
whatever. That's cool.
Yeah, if you're dancing on the table,
Right.
I'm dancing on the table with you.
Yeah,
I'm right
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. People are weird about like. I think they're weird about perception of like, oh, well, if you're gonna drink iced tea and I want to have a beer, what are you gonna worry? What are you gonna think about me? I don't give a fuck, dude.
I don't.
Okay. Now, if you start being sloppy, a little different.
So
If you
that's
wanna
the
go-
other
If you want
piece
to go
of
to
the
lunch,
puzzle.
though,
True.
you want to go to lunch and have a few drinks, and you're cool with that, and that's how you operate, dude. Fuck, go for it, dude.
Yeah.
I like my iced tea right now.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling the mood to drink. You know,
Yeah.
a little different.
There is no better feeling than like seeing a rather, I mean, male or female, but like their sauce, just like sloppy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I'm so happy that's not me.
I think men, when they get silly and they fall over, it's funny. When women get that way, I think it's sad.
Yeah.
I see it that way. I see it as sad because like men, it's like, okay, we've all been there, buddies, whatever. And you kind of, you're one buddy, you're kind of like helping them through the night and whatever. You're carrying them. It's kind of, it can be funny. For women though, it's like, dude, that's embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. Why
Which,
I
yeah,
think
it's,
that way.
yeah. Unless it's like, I mean, your bachelorette, whatever, go crazy. But
But
even,
even then, to me,
Yeah.
it's still sadder. I guess it's a stereotype. It's not. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that for me, the way I view it, if I see a drunk group of dudes, it's comical. Women, I'm like, dude, I feel bad. Maybe
just
maybe I'm worried about them. You know, like,
Sure.
Because a dude's not going to get raped by being a hammered drunk. Well, maybe you never know, but maybe maybe
No,
the north
there's
side
so
of Chicago.
many- there's so
But
many
women, there's a
variables.
danger. If you get someone, especially your size, gets hammered and starts falling around, like there's so many dudes that would take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Some dude someone like me fell over in an alley. You know, I might wake up with some like Sharpie dick on my forehead or something,
Yeah.
but no one's gonna like take advantage of me.
Yeah,
It's a big
right.
difference. I think that's why I view that as like, dude gets hammered drunk. It's kind of funny. Women, it's kind of like, oh, dude, what are you doing here? Like,
it's
come on.
really, like dates, for example. Like I've
Sure.
like had guys like not be okay with the fact that I don't drink.
Really?
Which is so weird because,
Back to that, them worried about what you think of them, probably.
yeah.
You know, like they
Oh,
don't have
100%.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, have a good night.
Have you had anybody?
Beat it, nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, had anybody at John's events get plastered that you've had to deal with?
Ooh, that's a good point.
No,
Really?
none that I've had to deal with.
I will say, like, John's crowd is very self-policed. If that
Yeah.
makes sense. Maybe I'm describing it the wrong way, but we're kind of like we all take care of ourselves.
Uh-huh.
We're not. None of us are problems. It's a weird filter. He's got a really good filter, and he has
Yeah.
like I don't know how to explain it. Like
There's been no like instances like
there's all
that.
the
No
fights.
fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
there's a weird thing and that's why I think John's so good at what he does, and that's why at the spring event he mentioned maybe not doing some of these, and we're like, dude, fuck off, keep doing them because you're onto something. I was big about that too, and I love what he's doing. He's onto something special. He has this weird, unique gift that his whole crew is good. All of us are good. We all get along for the most part. We get the one bimbos that kind of fuck things up, but that's different, right?
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So like again, hasn't had no major incidents, no fights, no belligerent drunks, no fucking anything, dude. It's been great.
No, and he likes to sort of sprinkle it, like when we're in the Skyloft before a stream,
Yeah,
for example. He's
yeah.
like, they are having us live stream as
He's smart about that. He briefly touches on, hey,
Yeah.
be on your best behavior,
basically.
and like without saying it like a teacher would from a class.
Totally.
It's a good way of like, hey guys, just remember, that's
Yeah,
cool.
his delivery is
good.
smooth with it.
Yeah.
It's like to the point. It's not like he's not treating us like we would do that anyway. It's more
Right.
like a reminder.
Yep. That's
So
cool.
I think that, that helps. But outside, even outside
and by
of
all
streams,
means, nobody there is sober except Bree. We're all drinking. We're having a good time, but no one's ever out of hand. There's
No.
a limit that we all kind of somehow we're in Vegas and we don't go off the rails. It's fucking impressive, actually.
yeah, I would
Kudos
agree.
to John for that, and even for you, because obviously you're part of that, and you're helping. People are looking at you like I don't want to, cross John or cross Bree.
Yeah.
Bree looks mad sometimes, At that,
I'm never mad. I
know.
like if anybody's ever seen me in the back of the stream, I know I like have my phone in my hand. I'm like resting bitch face.
she's making sure shit's going down.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm just
she's
locked
in between handing John martinis.
I was just gonna say that I'm on martini watch and like stream
She's on a
watch.
fucking resting her legs for the next martini round,
Yeah, getting yelled at by the bartenders,
Do that, bitch. Oh my God, how funny was that though?
dude.
Oh, that.
I'm
very
like,
nice.
and then she tried telling me,
I think what it was,
he
she
comes
wa-
here all the time. I know him. I'm like, well, then why doesn't he have a martini?
Exactly. She was trying to be pushing her way in to like get the tip or get on camera or be, with
Totally.
John, but like, bitch, shut up. Give him the fucking drink.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah,
John was
literally.
getting
Fine.
pissed at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's even a clip on the live stream of him like not lashing out, but making a comment for sure. That's funny, and rightfully so. I mean, she was just being, I don't know, kind of.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So you were in Colorado for the first time. We're here in Loveland. We have a fire going on right behind us, by the way. We're like 5 miles away from the evacuation zone. We're safe here, by the way. But what do you recognize about traveling the country? Like, you live in Chicago. We kind of both talked about this. I'm from Chicago. I moved. You're still there. But like around the country, where have you found that you like? I mean, Denver may be one of them, but like, what else do you like about the country?
Yeah, I'm really liking Denver.
Yeah.
I mean, the ride in the Lambo probably helped things.
Kind of we call it Uber white, right?
Yeah. Definitely not a bad experience from pickup from the airport.
Yeah.
I like Denver so far. I know we're going to go out after this, but I like Florida a lot.
Yeah.
I like Tampa, St. Pete a lot.
We were talking earlier. I think Florida is the one place I've traveled that when I'm there, I feel like I'm on vacation. Even I'm there for work. I mean, I've been there for after a hurricane cleaning up for power lines and like I still felt like I was on vacation.
Yeah.
It's a weird, unique spot in the country.
I just feel like there's a lot of like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I was just there not too long ago. We were at St. Pete Beach. Like everyone was just.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Nice, but probably like all our age. I didn't really get the like, what do they
okay.
call it? Heaven's Waiting Room, Florida?
Yes. Yeah.
It wasn't that vibe at all, at least where I was at.
There's definitely places that are that way.
Oh, for sure. It's Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people go there to retire for sure.
And die. That's what they do. They die. Old fuckers.
If you need life insurance, I got a guy.
Just in case. Yeah, I found that like Florida is uniquely, and there's some really rough, weird like swamp people in Florida too.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's great. I love it there.
It is. Just a lot of go-getters in my experience as of recent, right? And it's nice. It's clean.
You know what's unique about Florida?
Pretty.
There's a lot of Chicago transplants there.
Oh, yeah.
And Denver, a lot of Chicago transplants.
Yep.
Scottsdale, it's weird. Everywhere I've seen people leave Chicago in those cities they go to are successful, and people who leave there carry on that work ethic and they do well in that new town. There's something about the Chicago people we were talking about on the way over here, like that little spot of earth from I-39 to I-80 to Wisconsin and the lake. There's something in the water there that's like we're all driven a certain way. Not everybody. There's some shitbags everywhere, but like for the most part, we can kind of almost pick each other out of a crowd. Oh, I know where you're from. I know that because it's a weird vibe.
Energy.
Yeah.
I don't love Austin, Texas.
I don't either. I don't like Texas at all. I think Texas sucks.
I've only been to Austin.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
But Dallas gets worse. Dallas and Houston.
Why do you guys think that?
I almost don't want to say some of the things on here, but the things I can say is I think it's dirtier.
So dirty.
Dirty, yeah. What I've noticed about Denver is that almost everywhere I go is clean. All the suburbs are clean. Like there's some rough spots in Denver, but they're nowhere near anything rough in most major cities. Denver's a very clean, smaller, clean city. All the suburbs, everything's very nice here. In other cities, Dallas, Houston, it's not that way. It's pretty shitty. And it's not even that nice to look at. I think it's kind of like plain.
Agree.
And Chicago has really nice sides too, but Chicago has like this, downtown's really nice. The next ring out is like hell. It's dog shit. The next 2 rings out of suburbs are okay. Then it gets nice again. And it's like, but it's like layers.
It's like a,
The onion.
It's like a pulse.
Yes. But like the first layer out of Chicago is like hell on earth. It's like, might as well be 1945 Berlin, Germany. Allies are circling in. It's like fucking hell on earth. Okay, that's first. Those are all Chicago addresses.
Yeah.
The first ring of suburbs are kind of the same way.
Yeah.
You know, Cicero, Berwyn. Then it gets out. Naperville, where you live, it's fucking.
Shout out Naperville.
It's fucking nice, right? But it's kind of, if you're from there, talking to someone who's not from Illinois, you say you're from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to someone from Chicago or Illinois. You're like, okay, now I'm from Naperville. Oh, that makes
100%.
sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Always.
Because you don't want to say you're from Chicago if you're.
I would if everyone knew Naperville, I'd always say Naperville.
Yes.
I just say Chicago
But,
because
everyone knows where that's at.
For sure.
So when I always talk to people, I'm like, okay, you know Chicago? Yeah. Okay, do you know the next suburb out? What's next? I go, you know Naperville? Yeah. Okay, I'm from west of there. You know Oswego? Yeah. And I usually lose people some there. And then like Yorkville, I lose half of people. If I know Yorkville, they never know Newark, which is where I actually am from.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
Like, it's like I just like start Naperville and just work my way west until I lose them.
if the mayor of Naperville is listening to this by chance, I'm the #1 spokesperson for Naperville. So
I think,
you want me on your team.
Yeah, Naperville's nice. I think Naperville's like this this beacon of hope for Illinois. You know, it's super nice.
It's so nice.
Yeah, but that's every town in Colorado.
Yeah, I can
Every
tell,
fucking
which
town.
is why I
Yes,
like it.
yes.
Yeah, 100%.
The things you like about Naperville is everywhere here. The downtown areas, and we're walking distance from downtown Loveland. Super cool. It's a mini version, but it's cool.
Yeah.
All the things you like about downtown Naperville are here, just in different versions.
I'm packing my bags.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I did have a quick question about your branding.
Yeah.
What is What are some common mistakes people make when they're trying to grow their brand
That they're not.
that you've seen?
Yeah, that they're not consistent. Like
Ooh, that's good.
you got to pick your colors and stick to your colors. You can't be red one day and blue the next day. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to stick to it, and that just is like a blanket example. But they're just not. That'd be my answer. That they're not consistent.
Who are some brands or people that you've worked with that you are seeing are doing really well in the space? Obviously, John is a perfect example of that because he's raw.
Yeah.
I feel like he's relatable. What other brands are you seeing doing really, really well that maybe is a little bit different than what the normal, I guess, pathway for a person trying to grow their brand is?
Yeah, I work with a hard money lender. That's just different from like getting a loan from a bank, for example. It's not too common, at least where in Chicago where we're at right now. I feel like they're like just breaking in the space. I mean, it's a brand new company, but he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a while. He's just like full sending it right now. So that's a really good example. I work with a few real estate agents, honestly, that are just wanting to up their personal brand. So that's a bit of a like same but different industry.
Yeah. Real estate's very important to have a brand because I mean, most people know that they need a realtor to sell a house or buy a house. But then when it comes time to choosing one, who are you going to choose? Like, well, my Aunt Susie does this and she fucking sucks at it. Or this person who's got their shit locked in on social media. It's like, it's a weird thing about social media for realtors is they're all doing the same thing, but the person you gravitate towards is maybe just doing something different on social media.
Yep.
They're showing different content, or they're not even showing like houses. They're just showing, hey, I do real estate, but this is my day in the life. You know?
Yep. Yeah.
It's a weird thing to do for realtor.
It is because you're selling yourself when you're selling the house too. It's because it's a whole experience. Like,
Yeah.
and it's talk back to emotions. It's very emotional for people.
Yeah.
Buying or
For
selling.
me, it's not though. It's like, here's my price.
Well,
Fuck
yeah.
your face. This is what it
Yeah.
is. But for most people, yes. It's their
You know?
house their grandpa built with their bare hands, blah, blah, fucking blah.
Yeah, all the memories.
Fucking wood and drywall, dude. Fucking
Right.
sell the house. It's an asset.
Or it's the family's first time buying a home.
Yep, exactly.
That's emotional.
It is.
So it just has to be. I feel like with realtors specifically, like it's like a relationship.
They have to build their brand the right way because a lot of realtors, to me, they build it trying to show how good they are at being a realtor.
Yeah.
And to someone who, to me, I think being a realtor is hard. I'm not trying to shit on their job, but like, as long as you do your job at a decent level, there's a very big range of that. The separation comes from your brand on social media.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm working with a realtor in Chicago right now, and his content, right, it's just very soft spoken. It's like, I full disclosure, I said, you sound maternal. Like you sound like a female right now, which you want to go hard. Like, I'm not saying you need to swear and have like this dramatic.
Maybe he needs to swear.
But like,
I'll help with that.
just
I'd be a
lean
swearing
into
coach
it.
for him.
Because he's a badass, you know?
Yeah,
So
of
it's like,
course.
you got to lean into who you are. Like the people, then you'll attract the people that you want to sell.
You're just exactly. You're filtering out your own clients. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. The guys who want me want me.
Yeah.
The guys who are going to have a problem with me once they meet me, I don't want. That's why I put myself out there too. The same way. Like I am the way I look, the way I talk.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want a surprise on a Zoom meeting, and all of a sudden you got tattoos. I don't want to work with you. It's like, nah, man. We're gonna figure this shit out early. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know. He thankfully really liked that feedback.
Good.
It was very well received.
Good.
Like, yeah. But that's just an example. It was time to flip the switch for him too, because and he appreciated it because and eventually agreed. Not eventually,
Did you
he
see
agreed
like
right
a
away.
new? Do you see any content that came out? Did you see it? Like was it an active like transition for him?
We're doing it right now.
Okay, cool.
We're building it out right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm excited to show that. It'll be cool.
Off the air, send me the content so I can look at it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
I'll send you the feminine version and what we make it.
That's awesome. And then not everyone knows how to do that, right? Some people are really good at doing certain things. You need people like you to show them, hey, dude, let's do this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
For
You walked
sure.
through that studio earlier. She's like, how long you been here? I'm like, about a year. He goes, yeah. You need someone to come in and like, it's so much potential, right?
That's what I said.
This spot has so much potential, but I'm not an interior decorator.
Mm-hmm.
I could give a fuck. What looks cool on camera, you guys can't see everything.
That's all that matters.
This place looks cool.
Yeah.
Right? But the rest of this place is just so plain. There's no emotion to it, which is my MO.
Yeah,
not a
this
home.
is that the
It's
new
not a home,
is that
yeah.
the new brand?
Yeah,
Emotionless.
emotionless, right? Yeah, that's fucking me for sure.
I did have one more question. Does
yeah.
volume matter, or does the quality of content matter? Because I've heard opposing opinions on, oh no, it doesn't matter if it's the best or the worst.
I
just need
think
to do
I'm going to jump in
volume
first. I'm going to have her professional opinion.
or quality.
For me, it's reps, right? It's quantity. And then every once in a while, something jumps out because you want to be seen and you want to be like in the forefront. And then as long as you're being seen and some brilliance comes out, I think that's important.
I agree.
I think sometimes people wait for the perfect thing to post and you're so fucking forgotten about by the time you post more shit. It's like, oh, dude, that was actually really good, but who the fuck is this guy? You know?
I do.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they complement each other.
Yeah. And I do bad about it. Sometimes I'll go through ruts of not posting anything. It's like, fuck, I've been posting, sharing silly memes, and I got to get better at being more consistent. But at the same time, sometimes I'm like, I just fall in a social media rut.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like sometimes there's so much bullshit out there. I'm like, am I part of this? Or I don't know.
No,
rut, you know what I
as
mean?
long as you're you'll never be a part of that.
Right.
You
And I
know?
know that. But
Yeah.
like, I get caught in my own head sometimes.
For
Like,
sure.
am I part of the same fucking matrix of everyone out here faking bullshit? I hate it for that part. But the tool of utility. What's up, guys? I know you're enjoying the podcast, but I want to pause this. I want to bring some attention to my sponsors, Telone Tequila. I want to go over a few cool little facts with these guys. So they are from Las Vegas, and there's thousands of tequilas in the world. Telone is one out of only 40 tequila brands that owns their own distillery. So it's super unique. It's a big flex, right? It's really fucking cool. So based out of Las Vegas, super rad. Check them out. Use our discount code FINAD20, TeloneTequila.com. The idea of social media is very, very fun for me.
Yeah, like again, if it's intentional content, like you go on my explore page right now, you're just seeing like fit blondes,
wanna see what mine
boxing,
is?
motivational
Probably what's
quotes.
this fit blondes, you say, huh? Fit blondes. Mine are like upfitted blondes, you know? Let's see here. We got
Oh, that's funny.
some metal, got some blondes, got some gambling.
Yeah, honestly,
Cars.
right on
Yeah,
track.
it's
Let's
the
see
same
mine.
shit. But see, as we talked about, mine has gotten less away from the bimbo shit and more into what I actually, metal, gambling, cars.
Yeah.
There's some bimbos here every once in a while. But yeah, it's funny how you can actually intentionally change your algorithm.
Mine's not loading. A lot of boxing lately, though.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Is that for fitness or is that for aggression? Is that so you can whoop some ass one day? What's that about?
I think all the above.
Okay.
Is that an answer?
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
started just for fun because I was bored. I was a volleyball player. We didn't even touch on the fact I was an athlete my whole life.
Yeah.
Played volleyball in college, had a back injury, ended my career, but always remained like really athletic, really competitive. Like I didn't play to play. I played to win. It was always, and that's like how I am as a person.
Yep.
And wait, where am I going with this now? Boxing. It's
boxing, yeah.
I'm like thinking about volleyball. So I just Class Pass. Shout out Class Pass. Do you know what that is? It's like an app where you can basically do so many different things. You could do yoga. You could book massages. You could do it's how I tried boxing. Like literally anything. There's so many different categories, and it's by credits.
Okay.
And basically, like a boxing class is 6 credits, and you have so many credits a month. But you can like go without being an official
So you
member.
pay this app, you buy the credits from the app.
Yeah.
They then pay the whoever the fuck let you go there.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know how much what that
It's a good way to test things out before you commit to them.
or if you just want to have that without even because I don't have a membership to Title. I don't have a membership to Core Power. I don't have a membership to Yoga 6. Like I just get to go practice wherever I want through Class
So it's
Pass.
actually economical too.
I like it a lot. I will never not have Class Pass.
Okay.
And I just pay for
Put a
like
link in there. Maybe they'll sponsor the podcast.
yeah, honestly, for real.
Pass.
Or my referral link because then you guys get 2 weeks free.
Same.
Wait, you
For
should
sure.
try it.
Okay, for sure.
Anyway.
Are they nationwide?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll check
100%. So it got me
Class
trying
Pass,
things.
like a burrito joint. That'd be kind of fun too.
Food.
Food. Yeah.
But there's like haircuts. You could get facials, massages.
Right. Hold on. I can't say facial with a straight face, by the way. Like every time
Because you're a boy.
yeah, exactly. Is there a different fucking name for it?
Yeah, what would you say?
Facial.
I'm just saying, like,
There's no different name.
I know. But
I
there
hate
should
saying
be.
it
There's-
too. I'll be
Exactly.
honest. I
It's
hate
like
saying
moist. Same fucking thing to me. I'm still gonna giggle every time I say it. I just think there should be a different terminology for that because
it. Face treatment.
face treatment. There you go.
I think that's worse.
No, I don't think derogatory. I don't think sexual, and I think face treatment. Facial, I'm definitely going in the gutter.
That's
every time.
insane.
That's not insane. That's every fucking guy listening to this
That's
episode
insane.
is
100%.
thinking the same thing for facial. Is like, oh, facial. Oh, like
I
every fucking
mean, I
time.
get it, but like,
Even if you are talking to a dude, he has a straight face. Internally, he's like, oh fuck,
Yes,
oh fuck. She said facial. She said facial.
Why?
You're instantly thinking about that. There should be a different terminology for it.
Here's the
That's all.
question: If after you said that,
Yeah.
I want the guys who are listening to
They're
comment
laughing their
down
ass off
below.
right now.
I bet
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
there's
let's
more than
confirm
half
or
of them who are
deny.
Oh yeah, 100%. I will die on this hill. I know I'm right about this.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
why. But
There's
like
chicks out there that are giggling right now too, but mostly dudes.
being a girl, it's like, oh yeah, I went and got a facial.
Right.
And we don't. I mean, I don't.
And if
think
I'm hearing
anymore.
two girls talk about that, I'm like, which one of you is the whore? You know, like that's what I'm thinking. Seriously. To myself,
yeah.
internal dialogue,
Yeah,
of course.
not
But like
like-
every dude's thinking that. And it's like they should have a different terminology for that, or have a different terminology on fucking Pornhub or something. But like those two things should not be the same.
I think the latter.
No. There's more visitors on Pornhub. It's like they set the standard, you know?
Oh my God, that's funny. We got here by talking about ClassPass, by the way.
Right, by the way. Yeah. It happens. These things happen. Okay?
Yeah.
These are hot topics. I'm not wrong at this. And thanks for Ace for having my back on this. Because I'm like,
Yeah, I'm outnumbered apparently.
I just think it's comical to me. It's boys never grow up when it comes to that kind of shit.
It's okay. You don't have to.
What do you have planned today before you fly out? What are you guys going to do?
We're gonna take on the town.
So part of her booking a later flight was John and I are trying to do an event here one day. Not sure when. Ideally, we do one either together or he does one. I can help out. But maybe look at some venues later on down in Cherry Creek.
Be cool.
And maybe the Gaylord at another weird word, Gaylord. Why the fuck?
Agree.
Why is it a
100%.
word? You know, Gaylord's so
100%.
fucking. Anyhow, but there's a lot of cool places in Denver to check out. So maybe check out some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
that'd be cool.
I want her to
Gaylord's
see
right
how
next to the
cool and
airport.
nice the place is. I also want her to understand how shitty the food is here. You know, the food in Denver sucks balls. Compared to
Chicago's just
Chicago,
spoiled.
has the best in the world. Vegas like a close second because it has everything.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's a steep downhill, and I'm definitely spoiled, or 'cause I came from that. But like, it's noticeably bad here, and so is the service. So hopefully we get to experience some of that today.
Yeah.
Service.
Looking forward to it.
The service is bad here. Oh yeah.
You think so?
Oh fucking 100%. The service in Denver.
But then what about people who say Colorado people are also very, very much nicer?
You can be
than everybody
nice
else?
and slow and dumb at your job at the same time, and it happens all the time.
Okay, so
the
the
servers
quality
are-
of the service versus the quality of the
Oh
person.
yeah, I'm not
Okay.
saying you have to be like. The people here are very nice, hands down, nicer than anybody in Chicago, almost all the time. Their competence or their getting shit done is very slow.
Work ethic.
Work ethic is very bad here, very slow. So like your server can have the nicest person in the world, but forget your French fries or give you the wrong food or just forget that your food's ready and you're looking at them like, hey, fuck, what the fuck, dude? It's now that we
it's
have
just
the
'cause they're, like,
conversation,
high
you're gonna notice that
all the time?
I don't know. I don't think everyone here is high. I don't see. I know it's
don't know. I
known for
haven't
that,
experienced yet.
but it's not as like
It's a stereotype.
it's a stereotype. I think, right?
It's not. If anything, people are very, very outdoorsy here.
Yes, and healthy.
Very, very outdoorsy.
But like the service is just slow, dude. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. I think no one's in a hurry here.
It
We're
has to
used
be
to being
that.
in a hurry.
Yeah.
We're used to getting I ordered this, give me that, blah 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 blah, and we're happy with that. Here is like, hey, dude, whenever it's ready, you know. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you think
motherfucker.
that's a city thing, or is that
No.
just a state thing?
Because in the suburbs of Chicago, it's the same way. There's no drop
Really?
off. There's no even in the country. I grew up on a farm. There's no drop off from the lake to fucking Newark.
Mm-hmm.
Out here, there's no improvement from here to Denver. It's the same fucking. There's some benefit. I mean, my blood pressure is probably down since I live here and it's a little more chill. But sometimes you just expect a lot from people, I guess. Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. That's the one downside about moving here. So if you're going to move here,
Yeah.
I encourage that, but like expect less from people.
Just prepare for a slow pace.
Prepare for like
Yeah.
a letdown.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh.
Wait, have you been in Chicago your whole life?
Whole life. Yeah. I grew up like 35 minutes south of Naperville.
Do you have an urge to move out?
I would love to. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I went to college at North Central, graduated 2018, and never left.
Nice.
And then have been there since.
And to be fair to her, where she lives in Chicago is very nice. Neighborhood is
Very,
very,
very
very nice.
Yeah.
So it's like, but that's how it all is here. But
Right.
to live there, there's not, you pretty much, the only thing that sucks there is the weather. I mean, the weather sucks balls, I think.
I mean,
Chicago.
yeah, like it's just
The air
I mean,
hurts your face. You
it
walk
does.
outside and your face hurts. Summertime and wintertime. Short springs, short falls.
Yeah. It's also been just 28 years of like the same
same.
place.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I love my family. That's the reason that I'm still there. But
Sure.
ideally, yeah, one
Zoom
of
them.
these days.
Just fucking zoom them.
Right.
I mean, you should start zooming them now from where, like being down the road.
prepare them.
for that. She'll
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. What's up, mom? You know, and just zoom them.
Yeah.
Look at it slowly or FaceTime them. Slowly used to it.
Yeah.
And
Where
one
would
day-
you go?
I like Tampa. I like St. Pete a lot.
Really?
I do.
Yeah. I think so.
I really do.
If I had
I like
three-
it here though. Like
I think you're.
I
you
really
might-
like
you
it
might
here.
dig- well, I think what you'll like.
I like Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Vegas is fun. What's cool about here, I think, is the weather is better than people think it is. I think most people associate Denver, Chicago, same climate. Couldn't be further from the truth. We have way nicer winters, everything's nicer. So I think people are hesitant to move to a cold weather city when in reality it's not cold. It's just fucking nice here. I drive a Lambo 12 months a year here.
Yeah. Right. I like the water. So
yeah, not so much water here. We got rivers.
Yeah, I like the water.
We have some reservoirs. We have some things.
But I would never move to California, like just for the water.
Good for you. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
I'd say that again louder for the people in the back. I would never fucking move to California.
No.
Ever.
There's no point.
No.
Anymore.
They ruined it. People ruined it. It's actually the prettiest place on earth, I think. I've been to.
It is, but it's
very gorgeous.
Living
it's
is
like if you were like,
cool to visit.
I've been there in my mind. I'll sit there and I'll de-people an area. Like, oh, if no humans were here right now, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's really nice there. I'll do it with the humans too. I'll look at old people. I'll try to de-age them in my mind. Like some old lady at the grocery store, some old man. I'm like, what were you like in your prime?
Yeah, I do that too.
I love doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Or like a couple, like that older couple that you see, it's like
they did some dirty shit to each other. I want to say, what did you guys do when you guys were first meet? Like,
yeah,
some she was.
And they're still holding hands.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah.
He did some nasty shit to her. What kind of safe word do they have back? I always think about that weird shit.
Oh my god.
It's like they did it. Everyone did a version of that. It's kind of curious, but they're old, so we give them a hall pass.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I also don't think about my grandparents that way. But strangers is different.
Right.
It's like, what do you look like?
Well, that's the point of people watching.
Yes.
I love doing that.
Gives you something to talk about.
Vegas is good for that too. There's some creatures in Vegas.
Dude, I feel like I don't step outside wherever we're at when we're in Vegas.
Right? Yeah, you're just in the building.
I didn't either.
It's like
I had a panic attack.
Yeah. Well, what's cool about MGM is cool. We talked about this earlier too. MGM has all the levels of people.
Yeah.
Super high rollers and then super Walmart people. You gotta walk through the Walmart crowd to get to the mansion sometimes. Like, whoa, wait, it's the same hotel? This is weird.
Yeah.
Or from the sky lofts, right? Down to some other rooms. Like, man, this is a different entity. It seems like. Yeah.
And then you go to Palazzo and I'm questioning the outfit that I put on.
Yeah, everything is, everyone there is dressed the fucking best. And every casino has its own ecosystem. Yeah, it's fucking weird. I enjoy it though.
Their own ecosystem.
They do.
That's true.
We don't have to leave. Every one of those casinos is built to never have to leave, which is cool. I mean, if it's hot as balls out, which it normally is, you just hang out and just never have to leave. The pool is always nice. That's.
I should go spend $900 at a different hotel.
Oh, for those broads. Oh God, they went to Bellagio, right? How embarrassing for them.
It was a them.
What's that?
It was a them.
What?
I know which one you're talking about. Was it at two people?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's two chicks that John invited to that they ran off, started charging a bunch of shit to the room.
Oh, it was two guys.
Acting. Oh, it was two chicks.
Damn.
And they acted like it was. Oh, I thought this was all comp. Oh, dude, it was such bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Onward and upward.
It was kind of fun though. We all get the hate bond over that. The text thread after that.
We're forever bonded in that group chat.
Dude, it was so much.
That's how it is though. Back to his events, because his events are mini families are formed.
Yeah.
Don't you feel you've been in a number of different groups now?
Yep.
But every
it's
trip,
kind of a core group though now.
Well, now it's me, you, EJ, John, obviously. Who else? I mean, throw some names out there. Who am I missing?
Mark Moulton.
Mark.
Mark's
Eddie.
Henry Park's always
Henry Park.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah. I know. I feel so blessed. It's we really have our own little family.
Yeah.
But every weekend or every event, it's the people that were there, it's their own little group now. Mm-hmm. So the Vegas in October, the Vegas group was way different than the Chicago Spring Gathering group, which will be way different than.
The cruise will be different too.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's always a core group of guys. And I think, again, shout out to John for putting these things on, because I also know that for no good deed goes unpunished, right? No matter how good your intentions can be, usually something comes back to bite you in the ass. I think he's done a really good job of that not happening to him, with the exception of this last time we're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
Of all the times he's put himself out there, hasn't really been fucked. I mean, it's good for him.
Well, he does a lot of giveaways. He does a lot of, he's so, that's one thing I learned from him too. He's just so generous.
Yeah, the charity stuff he does with the
charity,
but
everything. And there's so much that he does that people don't know about, partially because people shit on him for posting these things, right?
I've seen that too. And I get that. There's definitely a fine line, because you want people to see both sides of you.
Yeah.
Because he has a hard one side. Mm-hmm. Well, let's show the soft side. Well, how do you show the soft side if you're not filming it? Well, then it's well, why are you filming that? It's motherfucker, I'm trying to show everything here.
Yeah.
He can't win though. But also he can't win sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
But I like how he doesn't. I haven't seen him do anything that's been deterred or been driven by what people think. Everything he's done has been pretty much still whatever he's going to do. He's asked for me for opinions, and he's always still done the same thing. And I love that. Because he's got a good barometer of what he should be doing.
Unapologetically himself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
which I like to live the same way.
Yeah.
I think it's the best way to live.
And back again to his events, like with the right people being there, we price them that way so that it's like you can afford it.
Yes.
But also you're in a position to where you're able to afford it because it's not
filter.
Right.
It's not $5.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not $1,000, but it's not $5. It's going to be something that
it's intentional.
Makes sense. Right. It has to be. Because if it was $5, you'd get the Dollar General crowd, and it wouldn't work, right? So it has to be priced appropriately, and he does a good job of doing that. So I'm not sure how much role you have in there, but it's perfect.
Yeah. I honestly follow his lead.
Yeah.
More than that, we talk. What do you think? What do you think? And obviously, we look at the cost of what it's going to cost us to put on.
It has to be something
priced accordingly.
It can't keep costing him money to do it. Which I think in the beginning it was to get it out there. Now it's got to a spot. Okay, now we can charge a certain price. Now it can be cost neutral and make a few bucks. That's great.
Yeah. And I don't think people know that. Like,
people don't care. People think of people. The problem with people is they see a rich dude and they think he should pay for everything. Yeah. They think the thing,
or they think he's making money from this.
Right. Oh, you got to make money. It's like, no, dude.
He's really like breaking even.
Right, and that's how it should be. Right.
Yeah.
But he's making up on the upside of the networking and all the shit that comes with
his
it.
message.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like there's a lot more at play for him here than making money.
But people are very only see money. They only see, well, it cost me this. What's John making on that? It's like, dude, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know?
Not much, guys.
Right. No. And that comment's made for people not people who show up. People who show up get it. Yeah. It's the trolls on the internet who are thinking, oh, he's selling these fucking, no, he ain't selling shit, dude.
Same with like people that think he sells courses or.
Those are the worst people on the internet.
Yeah.
People that sell courses.
Really none of that. Like, think about John. He wants to see everybody win. Mm-hmm. He wants everybody to have a good time, and he just wants like to just come together.
He's like me. He doesn't want to party by himself.
Yeah.
And if you have a bunch of people who are winning, guess what? We're all partying.
Yep. And we're all winning.
Exactly. That's
100%. And we're all benefiting from each other. Like,
yeah.
You and I talk about things. I mean, just even knowing you, period, right? Great addition to my network. That in and of itself is a win. And it's just.
Sure we soundbite that.
Social media clip.
That's good. I like that one.
It's true, though.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
It's really true. So. Yeah, it's regardless of the price tag, like that's what it's for.
If you can, you should. That's what I tell people.
For sure.
I need those events. That's why I want him to come to Denver because I have a pretty big network here that would show up for that.
I love that. If you can, you should.
I think he's, I like that too. Mm-hmm. I had a good one earlier on the way here. What was I talking about?
You need a winter coat if you live in Chicago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, for life insurance. Like, it's easy to make it make sense for people. But yeah, that was
a good one. Bam. I turned my head. I was like, whoa.
Whoa, write that one down on my binder over here of notes here. All right, let's wrap this up. Anything else you want to make sure we get to, or are we good?
Whatever. Any other questions you got?
I think we're good. We killed it.
Yeah, that was fun.
You sure we got like 15 more pages?
I mean, I just came prepared. Like I'm saying, I didn't know. Better to be over prepared than not prepared.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on. I think we had a great episode. Let people learn a lot about you and about what you do and how you can. How can we find you on Instagram?
Yeah. B Volps _ on Instagram. BVOLPS _
So you even shortened your own name because you do people who have a hard time with your name.
People like will straight up. I've had it forever, and people will straight up call me B Volps. Like that's my nickname back home, kind of. Like yeah, B Volps. I'm only really on Instagram, not on TikTok.
Okay.
Really not on Twitter.
We'll make sure we tag you for all this stuff. And
yeah.
Also, for everyone at home,
appreciate you.
She flew from Chicago this morning to come here. And I like that because I've done similar shit. I've gotten on a plane for an event, for a thing, for an opportunity to go do something, even though it's like it may have been a whole day of shit, right? So shout out to you for doing that. You recognize it. That's pretty cool. And we're going to go hang out in Denver for the rest of the day, and then you're flying home tonight, right? Yeah. So one full day, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I recognize that. I appreciate that. I've done that. And I like that. So
I like it too.
It's not that easy. People think it's like fuck off and get it. No, it's a whole day. And also your flight was at like what, 5 a.m., 6 a.m.? What time was it?
It was at 7. I mean I woke up like it's not any different though. I'm up.
Okay, fair enough.
You know.
But still,
I didn't work out. So
also Chicago, back to the whole Chicago thing. We'll wrap this thing up. But getting to the airport from Chicago is not an easy task from where you live. It's not, would you go O'Hare?
Yeah, O'Hare.
It's not that easy from how far is it?
Like 35 minutes.
It's not that easy. I don't know. I think
it's not.
Getting from the suburbs to the city of Chicago is not like getting to Denver. It's a hassle. So,
I feel like anytime I get in my car, I'm driving 30 minutes.
That's another thing here. So when you move here, people here will bitch about 10-minute
The
drive.
assumptive language.
Dude,
when you
I'm
move
just saying,
here.
people here fucking sorry. People here will bitch about a 10 or 15 minute drive, and I'm like, I don't even think of my drive until after 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes is
I'm
like
just getting started.
That's assumed. The first, I live almost an hour from Denver, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, so far." I'm like, dude, the first 30 minutes, I'm just like, I ain't got my seatbelt on yet, you know? Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
I'm taking phone calls.
Yeah.
I like driving, so I will do
Yeah.
it all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the closest drive to the airport. But I mean, I always park there, so I can like tonight I'll land, get in my car, go home.
Exactly. Yep.
You know,
It's not bad. So
not bad at all.
again, thanks for coming. This
Thanks
is awesome.
for having me.